Some footballers make more money than whole island countries, and with that much dough, there's bound to be a few insane decisions. One footballer spent $1.8 million on a car he can't legally drive. Another bought 35 gold iPhones for his teammates, and one financial flex caused even animal rights groups to step in. Let's take a closer look at the how and why of these inevitably strange and regretful purchases. Whilst Neymar never truly hit his ceiling on the field, his bank account definitely did. After earning $160 million at Saudi Arabia for 18 months of service, Neymar developed a taste for supercars. Neymar's got a car collection boasting an Audi R8 Spider V10, the Ferrari Purosangue, multiple Bentley Continental GTS, the Aston Martin DBX, the Lamborghini Huracan, and now, a freaking Batmobile. This may be his craziest purchase yet, reportedly costing him as much as $1.8 million. The Batmobile is a one-for-one replica of the tumbler used by Christian Bale in the Dark Knight trilogy. Neymar's version came complete with a 500 horsepower V8 engine, front-mounted tires, and even a rear flamethrower. The car took 3 years and 50 people to build. It's almost the perfect car, except for one small issue. He's not allowed to drive it. Yep, believe it or not, the Batmobile isn't street legal, and Neymar isn't allowed to put that thing on public roads. You may be asking, so what's the point? And outside of Neymar being a huge Batman fan and having millions of dollars to burn, we couldn't tell you. The car gets to sit in Neymar's garage, which is pretty much just a mini car museum at this point. But that's not even the wildest flex by a footballer. That award will have to go to the guy who Neymar failed to dethrone, Lionel Messi. What would you do to show appreciation to your teammates after a historic World Cup win? For Messi, the answer was 24-karat gold iPhones. After special teammates such as Angel Di Maria, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, and Julian Alvarez, to name a few, helped Messi cement his legacy by winning the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Messi thought long and hard on how to thank them. And after months, Messi contacted the CEO of iDesign Gold, Ben Lyons, to come up with the idea. The result was 35 pieces of personalized golden iPhone 14 Pros. Each member of the squad had their name and squad number engraved in the back of the phone. The whole thing set Messi back $200,000, but that's nothing for one of the most well-paid athletes on the planet. And following Messi's gesture, the gold iPhone gift seems to be becoming a bit of a trend, because after Lamine Yamal won the Copa Trophy at the 2024 Ballon d'Or ceremony for being the best under-21 player on the planet, Rafinha splashed €10,000 to get Yamal his own personalized gold iPhone. With football players being so rich, I guess there's nothing you can gift them except for literal gold. But phones and toys are nothing compared to when footballers start treating cars like costumes. A camouflage paint job on a Bentley. A camouflaged Bentley is apparently Mario Balotelli's idea of a good time. Splurging $250,000 on a camo Bentley Continental GT was how Balotelli enjoyed the spoils of his successful career. And apart from the fact that the car was urinated on by a Manchester United supporter, the craziest thing about this was that he literally gave the car away like it was nothing to a teammate who proceeded to immediately remove the camouflage wrap. He obviously didn't have the same razzle-dazzle as Balotelli. Aubameyang, on the other hand, is all about that flash. Like Neymar, Aubameyang already had a gallery of expensive supercars, but whilst at Arsenal, he decided to gold wrap his $500,000 Lamborghini Aventador. In addition to that, Auba also has a gold-wrapped Range Rover Sport, and he frequently re-wraps all his cars, as apparently he likes to have them as shiny as his goal scoring on the pitch. And even when performances no longer impress, his cars certainly will, right? What do you think motivates purchases like these? Insecurity or confidence? Well, for Memphis Depay, it's a little of column A and a little of column B. And whilst confidence in his own ability has pushed him to becoming the Netherlands national team highest goal scorer of all time, it's also led to some huge mistakes, like the controversy around his baby liger. A liger is the offspring of crossbreeding between a lion and a tiger. Depay owned one of these rare cats and spent lockdown in 2020 with his quote-unquote pet. He posted pictures of it on social media with weird captions such as, "What happens when a liger entertains himself with a lion?" Depay's infatuation with big cats isn't exactly brand new. He does have a giant lion head tattooed on his back. But it was when Depay used the liger in one of his music videos that animal rights groups like Stitching, AAP, and World Animal Protection had to step in to tell off Depay. They accused him of promoting exotic animal cruelty and exploiting his liger for personal fame and entertainment, an example of how vanity can become harmful. It's well enough for footballers to splash their cash on toys, iPhones, and wrapping and re-wrapping cars, but is trying to domesticate and exploit a rare breed of animal where the line should be drawn. And moments like these only goes to highlight that there's something deeper going on behind the scenes. There was a time when football was a working man's sport, and footballers had more in common with a factory worker than a Hollywood actor. Nowadays, with the global reach of the sport leading to money flooding in, some footballers get caught in the spotlight and become celebrities first and athletes second. In some cases like Messi and Rafinha buying gold items for teammates, it's not a case of vanity or being overly materialistic, but just a reflection of how rich players have gotten. That literally costs less than a week's wages for both of them. But as for Neymar spending almost $2 million on a flame-throwing Batmobile, or Balotelli getting a camouflaged Bentley, it's a clear indication of how different football players' lives have become. And the more money comes in, the more outlandish and crazier the spending gets, to the point where maybe it's less about the actual things being bought and more about trying to impress equally rich teammates and media personalities, or not so rich entourages. However, the reality is, the glamorous world of football is a brutal industry. With a footballer likely only having a handful of contracts in their career, a poorly timed injury or drop in form can be the difference between a lengthy big money deal or a not so lucrative early retirement, and poor money management combined with extravagant lifestyles can lead to many turning to punditry and coaching through necessity and not the love of the game. Now, not all ridiculous purchases are reported correctly at first. Like in 2019, when Bugatti released the $12.5 million limited edition La Voiture Noire, lots of publications were quick to assume Cristiano Ronaldo was the secret buyer simply because he had bought other Bugatti cars in the past. The noise around this was so much that Ronaldo had to publicly deny the claim. The good news, however, is that for every insane purchase that makes a player hit the headlines, there are 10 that do their best to stay out of the papers. If you were a football player, which way would your purchases go?